Hello, hello! Today I will be talking about ways to express confusion. If you don't understand something, it is completely normal as an ESL learner. We are learning, we are trying to pick up the new language, but of course there can be many reasons why we did not quite understand something. Sometimes the speaker will talk very quickly, very fast, so we didn't really catch everything that they say. Or some people can just have a very thick accent. Some people who come from the UK, they still speak English, but the English they speak is a bit different from maybe the English that you've already learned. So within these reasons, right, there could be many different situations in which you need to express confusion by using one of the phrases I'll talk about in this video today. Also, it is important to keep in mind that when we are talking about these phrases, we should put them into two different categories of informal and formal. So informal language, we will use this if we are at some kind of event like a party with friends or some kind of casual get-together. However, the formal language, we would use that if we are in some kind of business meeting, or maybe we are talking with someone who is quite powerful, right? So if you're talking to the president, for example, or the queen, of course, you would use formal language. So let's talk about the informal phrases first. Number one, right? In this one, we use both our body language and our facial expression and the language to all combine to make this I don't understand expression. Then we have, wait, what? Or that went right over my head. Or I didn't quite catch that. So in this one, this is an idiom. We're not catching anything, any kind of ball or object, but if you say I didn't quite catch that, it just means I did not really understand what you said. Or you can just say, I don't get it. That's a simple one as well. Or even more simple, I don't understand. Another really common expression to use is I'm lost, or you lost me. We can say it either way. Again, it just means that I don't understand where this conversation is right now or where it's going. I'm not quite sure what we are talking about anymore. Now let's go to our formal phrases. So when we are using the formal phrases, remember to use the please and thank yous. They are very important, especially where I'm from, Canada. We always have to use these polite manners when we're talking to people in any kind of formal setting. It's nice to use polite manners either way, but in the informal phrases, they're not really required the same way they are in the formal ones. So the formal phrases, could you please repeat that? Or could you please elaborate on that? Elaborate just means to explain in more detail, or use another example to try to explain what you want to say. Then we could also just say, could you clarify that? I'm having trouble following. I'm not so sure I really understand that fully. So again, as you can see with the differences in the way we word these phrases, it really does make a difference who you are talking with. If you try to use the informal language while in a formal setting, it will just seem very rude. And we never want to seem like we are being rude to anyone, especially if it's like your boss. Obviously, you don't want to come across as, negative anything. So it's really important. Try to remember, if you are in an informal setting, then it's normal to use the informal phrases, and that's completely okay. Again, it's the same if you try to use the formal phrase in the informal setting. People will probably just look at you a bit strange. and be like, why is she being so formal? Anyways, those are some phrases to help you express your confusion. The next time you don't quite understand something, you can try to use one of them to practice. And please do remember that making mistakes is normal. It is a good thing because we learn from them. And it is also normal to not be able to understand everything that everyone says to you as an ESL learner. It takes time. Even me, as a native English speaker, I sometimes misunderstand when other native English speakers are speaking to me too. So it is not only you. For us too, sometimes I also have to ask people to repeat something or clarify something so that I do understand. And it's important that we do understand something too. Do not just continue the conversation, when you don't understand anything that's going on. Because again, it just ends up in embarrassment, basically. So if you don't understand something, speak up, say something, use one of the phrases from this video to help you do that. Thank you so much for watching. As always, have a great day. Goodbye.